Hello, let's go over some shoulder and upper back exercises and mobility again today. Today you'll need a yoga blanket or a towel. Put that at the head of your yoga mat or cushion, whatever you have. If you have a yoga strap or a belt or a rope, anything that doesn't have any stretch, let's use one of those today. And then I'm going to have you grab a couple of washcloths for a little variation to throw a little curveball in your activity today. So let's have you start on your belly. So when you get there, get kind of centered. Make sure your hips are firm into the ground and your feet are also kind of pushing into the ground a little bit. I'm going to grab your rope or belt or whatever you have in front of you. I'm going to have you start with your arms wider than shoulder width apart. So shoulder width's going to be here. It should kind of come out a little bit. If you have a little struggle with lifting or making this part upper back move, I'm going to have you go out a little bit further or just even drop it entirely. So the point is, this will give us a little bit more mobility. So we're going to take the strap, you're going to pull it down behind your head and right down to your upper shoulders to try and get these shoulder blades right here to do a little work. And then you reach back forward. We're going to do a few more like that just to get a feel for it. You bring it down and bring it back up. You should feel this between your shoulder blades. You don't want to have it in the back or arching or any pinching or pain in your low back. If so, maybe put your arms out wider. Maybe just use the floor as your guide. Do something to modify it so it doesn't hurt. But keep going a little bit. Let's do like 5 more. And take a little break. Now in this next option, I'm going to have you, as you start to breathe in, bring the strap down, but lift your upper shoulders off the floor. And breathe back out and drop down. And breathe in and lift. And breathe out and drop down. Now you don't need to come up high. Just an inch or 2 will be enough to get that to go. And let's do a couple more. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, let go. And one more. And down. Whew. Just rest your forehead. Now option 2, get rid of your rope. Let's bend your mat down so you have a little sliding room. Now a lot of times in exercises we're doing a lot of pushing. I've been fascinated with the idea of pulling because we don't really pull many things other than weeds or brush or something, and that doesn't happen all the time either. So then you end up hurting your back because of the pulling. So if you put your elbows shoulder width apart, you keep your fists up and keep that the same direction as your elbows. The next step we could try is I want you to pull your elbows in and slide. And then push it out. You can slide. Now if you feel any pinching in your low back, don't go as far. Maybe come in and just pull it here. And you're going to feel a pull in the back of the shoulders. But if you start going way up here and your low back is pinching, then back off a little bit. And you could do a few of those, keep sliding. If you want to add on to this a little bit, and maybe throw a little curve with some core in, let's fold it down again. And the same thing, but you can go all the way up and back. And you slide forward. And keep your belly button pulled into your spine. And pull your belly in. Breathe out. You can breathe in. And breathe out. And spine, or you can just stay here. There. Another thing we could add on is we could work on the opposite end of your body by pulling your yoga mat up the other way and making the opposite end slippery. This is where your hand towels will come in, because this one's for one foot and this one's for the other foot. And I have you come down in an elbow plank, because this as well will strengthen between the shoulders. If you lift up, you'll target between those. And you'll grab a washcloth with one foot and the other one with the other foot, so that you can slide. So if you have your elbows right under your shoulders and your fists straight from your elbows, you want to lift up, pull your belly button in tight. This might be enough for you. If you want to have a little more fun with it, you can slide your feet. You can do circles with each foot. You can slide out, back, whatever. Take a break. Make sure though that you keep your belly button pulled into your spine, so that your back doesn't droop, you don't tent. You just kind of stay right in the middle and pull that belly in tight. So those are some other good exercises to play with. And then, to do a nice stretch for the shoulder blades after all of that work, we're going to do a pose called Thread the Needle. You come on your hands and your knees, and I'll turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. And you take left arm, or right, whichever, and you take your hand and put it through the needle. And you can rest on your shoulder, and you can lay there. If you want a little more stretch in a couple ways, you can reach this arm above your head, or you can reach it behind your back. Either direction is whatever works for you. And we can do it on the other side. You take your other arm, thread it through, and rest on that shoulder. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you want to add on. Reach your arm above your head, or you can reach it behind your back. And then a favorite, as always, there's two more I'd love to show you again. I'm going to take that towel and roll it up, and let's put it right at our mid back and lay across it. Reach your arms up, out to the side, and let's just take a few minutes to just breathe right here. Put your legs down. And the idea is that we want to stretch out that mid back from being hunched over all day. And if you can take some really big breaths in and big breaths out, you'll stretch your diaphragm, which is a big muscle, and if it's tight, it will also help you hunch forward instead of letting your spine be nice and straight. So big breath in and breath out. And let all your breath out, even when you think you're done. And then always to end, pull that blanket out. It is nice to do the opposite. And you bring your knees to your chest. Kind of even out that motion a little bit. Wiggle your ankles. You can rock side to side. Whatever feels good. I just want to get a little more motion there again. So those are some other strengthening activities you can do for your shoulders and your upper back, and as well as adding a little variation to your plank for the day. So thanks a bunch for joining.